killed a helpless dog, and I couldn't muster an ounce of sympathy for Justin Carter. Without expressed emotion, Cap leaned over, grabbed Carter's wrist, and stretched his thumb to the side. One squeeze of the pruning shears later, and the thumb fell to the floor mere inches from the severed finger. I took a few steps toward him and cleared my throat. I'm going to have him take that rag out of your mouth, and then I'll ask you some questions. If you argue, scream, or do anything other than answer the specific question I ask, I'll have him remove the other 3 fingers. Understood? With wide eyes and a face covered in sweat, he managed a convincing nod. One word of bullshit, I warned. The rag goes back in, and the fingers come off. I looked at Cap. Take out the rag. Cap pulled the rag from his mouth, kicked the severed fingers to the side, and tossed the shears onto the end of the table. How many people have you spoken to about the family's operation? 2, he blurted excitedly. No, 3. 3. Gino and Special Agent Whistler and a guy named Black. Who's Black? He shook his hand, flinging blood across the floor. He comes instead of Whistler, sometimes. He's with the ATF? He glanced at his hand, paused, and then looked at me. Yeah. I knew it wouldn't be long and he'd go into shock. I was also aware that we had a small window to torture him effectively. After a certain amount of agony was endured, the tortured reached a pain threshold, leaving the torturer with few options to gain useful information. Not one other person? None of your friends, family, business associates, people in jail? Nobody? He shook his head adamantly. They told me if I talked to anyone else, the deal was off. It made sense, and protected the ATF's legal interest. A snitch that told one person one thing and the ATF another subjected himself to being discredited in court. Who gave you the information that you fed to your contacts? He stared at his hand. I asked you a question. Answer it, or I'll have him whack another finger off, I snarled. He looked up. Who? Who told me? Who talked to me? The names of all the people that talked to you, I said. I want the names. Anyone who gave you any information. Gino, he said. That's it. What did he tell you? I need to know everything, I said dryly. He looks confused, Sal whispered. I think he's lying. Carter looked at his hand, craned his neck, and scanned the floor for his fingers. Upon seeing the bloody stubs, his eyes stayed fixed on them for a moment. I cleared my throat. Cut off his pinky. His gaze shot to me. No, wait! What? What was the question? I glared at him. What did Gino tell you? Everything. Tell me everything he told you, whether you told the feds or not. He told me about killing the 2 federal agents, one at the warehouse and the other in his kitchen. Then he told me that the boss was going to get their teeth. He wanted the boss to go down so he could get the job or whatever. He told me, and then I kind of forgot. I told them when they interviewed me the next time. Fucking Gino, Sal said through his teeth. I couldn't agree more, but refrained from commenting. Where did he say the teeth came from? Who was taking them to the boss? He took another look at his hand, paused for a few seconds, and then met my gaze. He seemed remarkably calm, considering Cap had relieved him of 20% of his fingers. I wouldn't expect that he could imagine a pleasant ending to the situation he was in. But to look at him, one wouldn't guess he was all too worried. Some new guy, Irish guy that they were letting in, young guy. Said he was a snot-nosed Irish kid. Called him a Mick. Fucking Gino, Sal spat.